all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Shabbat, Shai, Shabbat, Kadash. The name of the Most High, in the name of the Son, in the name of the Holy Spirit, in ancient Hebrew. Double honors to the apostles and elders, our great millstone that will well, and shalom to the hopeful elect. I wanted to go into how America is coming up on the 250-year span since its establishment in 1776, and that 250 is going to be next year, 2026, and how the average span, Slovakia, the average span of an empire is a quarter millennia, okay, quarter, 1/4 of a millennia is 250 years, okay. This is from creators.com. The average empire survives for 250 years. Is America at death's door? Studies show that an empire survives on average a mere 250 years, okay. And we're coming up on that mark for this fucking place, man. This godforsaken fucking country that had its establishment on rape, robbery, and murder. Okay, how this whole land was founded off the slaughter of the indigenous peoples of this land, which has been revealed to be tribes of the nation of Israel, primarily from Gad and Reuben, and then of course you had other tribes from the northern kingdom of the nation of Israel, you know, Issachar and others in the southwest that were fucking savagely murdered and pillaged, okay, and had the same fate done unto them in the establishment of this fucking place, man. We had this article from about 6 weeks ago that's going into how this 250 years, right, and how just barely after, you know, about 248 years, so barely, you know, 2 years before, and not even about a year really before this place hits its mark of 250 years, they have officially named the national bird to be the bald eagle, okay, when it was unofficially always the eagle, right, informally, but now they formally, you know, marked that bird, the eagle, as the official animal, the animalistic symbol in representation of this fucking place. All right. And then furthermore, on a side note for that, the fact that, you know, the so-called founding fathers, specifically Washington, what the elder in the Bay calls the founding faggots, right? Because we know that they didn't find shit. Okay, this place was already found, so to speak. That they were opposed to naming this place after the eagle, Slovakia, because it was a bird of bad moral character. Okay, and we're gonna get into why that is, but how fitting for fucking America, one of the countries that has the worst origins in the history of mankind. Okay, the most unscrupulous, fucking immoral, okay, wicked, evil origins ever, okay, on fucking record. It says the bald eagle, indigenous to North America, is said to be a symbol of the power and strength of the United States for more than 240 years. Okay. And this place once used to be the great eagle, but now it's fucking spread eagle. Do you know what I mean? Okay, that's when a motherfucker is spread out. His arms and legs are completely extended out. Okay, and usually you're chained up. Okay, when the motherfucker is spread eagle. All right, that's indicative and representative of somebody of usually a woman, because a man is never really supposed to get fucked. But that's a thing too, a wicked thing, right? Filthy, you know, unorthodox thing. But when somebody's spread eagle, they're about to get fucking penetrated. Okay, they got to get raped, and that's what this place is about to get. Okay, it's about to get seized. It's about to get pillaged. This so-called, the scripture is called the land of unwalled villages. This place is about to get penetrated. Okay, in many different forms. It's gonna get fucked with plagues. Okay, it's gonna get fucked with disasters and calamities. All right, and then ultimately it's gonna get fucked by the missiles and weapons of the Mosai's indignation. All right, fucking nuclear holocaust. All right, a barrage of motherfucking missiles. What does it say? 200 million is gonna pummel this place. Okay. Spread eagle, so that whole thought of America being that great, strong, powerful eagle is out the motherfucking window, man. This place is finished, as we see from the start of this place to now. Even if you go to the start of the 19th century, right, the 1900s, the 10s, 20s, 30s, 40s, and 50s, that whole picture of how America was primarily like the 40s and 50s and shit, where when you go and see the footage, the black and white footage, the pictures, and then they actually had, video recording before it was color of the different cities in America. It looked like a fucking low-key paradise. Okay, these different depictions of, Los Angeles, San Francisco, fucking Chicago, New York. Okay, these big cities in America, it looked like something you wouldn't even recognize at this point. Okay, they're the great architecture, the streets so clean you could eat off that shit. Okay, the people, how they how they dressed and shit, it was more distinguished. Okay, but now it's fucking finished, man. The level of deterioration of these American cities is almost unrecognizable. But let's get into it. It says the bald eagle is officially America's national bird now. U.S. President Joe Biden signed 50 bills into law on Tuesday. This was the last week of the month of December. Okay, so just 6 weeks ago. One of which included making the bald eagle America's official bird. The bald eagle, indigenous to North America, is said to be a symbol of power and strength of the United States for more than 240 years. Although the bird of prey is at the center of the Great Seal of the United States, it was never formally recognized as the country's official bird. The U.S. hasn't had an official bird in almost 250 years since its founding, it reported. Some of the founding fathers, Benjamin Franklin, John Adams, and Thomas Jefferson, were tasked with creating a national seal, but simply couldn't come to an agreement. According to the report, a version of the Great Seal with the bald eagle was submitted by Secretary of the Continental Congress, Charles Thomson, and approved in 1782. Seals made up of an eagle, an olive branch, arrows, and a flag like shield. Slovakia, a flag-like shield, the motto E pluribus unum, and constellation of the stars. That same year, Congress named it the national emblem, and this iconic image has since appeared on countless official documents, military insignias, U.S. currency, and the presidential flag. So it was always the symbol of America without it being, without formally being it. What's the real fucking difference? If only that them making it formal is really a representation, is really indicative of this place about to fucking go down. How about Shimei Shai Ratazal, man? Okay. We want this more than the breath in our lungs. We want this more than the sustenance that keeps our our body functioning. We want this place to be fucking destroyed. Okay. It says Franklin was reportedly against the decision, and this is going to finish off this article. Franklin, so it was Benjamin Franklin, not Washington, Slovakia, was reportedly against the decision of making the bald eagle the symbol of America. It says, arguing in a letter to his daughter that the bald eagle was a bird of bad moral character. But what a better bird, what a better thing to associate to America based on how this place was fucking established, okay? And based on the morality, based on the moral character of America, or the lack thereof, the immorality of this fucking place. What a better thing to represent and associate this fucking place. Okay, this place this is the country, this is the land of bad moral character. Okay, from its origin, and then especially now, this place is a beacon of immorality to the entire world. Okay, it's the example of immorality to the whole world. Okay. One of the main things that America's about is about fucking to be predatory, okay? To defraud a motherfucker, to scam and scheme, okay? Slovakia. And let's go into it. Why is the eagle considered a bird of bad moral character? It said, he does not get his living honestly. He is too lazy to fish for himself. So, how did America and how does the Edomite here in this place get his living? Okay, through the aforementioned means, through scheming, scamming, okay, defrauding a motherfucker, fucking embezzlement, fucking all those negative fucking criminal, which this man is the criminal going back to crimson to red. This motherfucker is the true criminal. But all these criminal means and ways of so-called making a living, okay, siphoning funds out of somebody, okay, and straight up off of just, I'm gonna fucking kill you and take your shit, okay? That's how America is. See? So what a better bird, what a better thing, even this whole concept, the essence of what they're saying that the bald eagle is. What a better thing to tie to a place. But of course, no, this place is all about lies and fucking deception. So they have to mask that and put a guise on that, okay? But look, See, these things, you can't make this fucking shit up. You can't make this shit up, man. Okay? Let the bald eagle is a bird of bad moral character. Okay? But that's what this place is. That's the symbol for this fucking place, man. And this place has the worst morals of any place that was ever formed. To realize that the first motherfuckers that came over here were straight up criminals. Okay? The people of the worst moral character were sent over here. The marauders, right? The fucking the thieves, the murderers that were fucking in jail, that were locked up in prison in these different places in Europe. When they send over, right, what are the three main places that colonized America? UK, Slovakia, Britain, France, and Spain. Okay? Sent these motherfuckers over here, they're not their best and brightest, but their worst and most wicked. Okay? So America was formed off of the foundations of bad moral character. Alright? It's in Obadiah 4, Slovakia 1 and 4. It says, though thou exalt thyself as the eagle, and though thou set thy nest among the stars, thence will I bring thee down, saith Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai. Alright, and we know this time, being 1969, when America falsely put out the fact that they went to the moon. Okay? But this man does to this day have his International Space Station, and he achieved some form of going out amongst the stars. Okay? We know he can't pass certain regions, that the new frontier is locked into him, that he can't go to these other planets. The Most High kept him in this sphere, so to speak. Alright? He can't break out into out past a certain point, but he can go to the outer atmosphere, and to an extent he can go high enough that, you know, it's pretty much amongst the stars, the lower atmosphere, the lower of the upper atmosphere. Alright? And that's him exalting himself as the eagle in the form of the animalistic symbol of America, okay, which is a predatory bird. It's a very powerful animal, okay. Let's see real quick. What bird is at the top of the food chain? Okay. Eagles are known as apex predators, which means they are at the top of the food chain. Okay, so an eagle is an apex predator, and an apex is synonymous with culmination, something that's at the top. Okay, the zenith is another, and zenith is another word for apex, right? At the top. So he exalted himself as the top, most powerful bird on the planet, man. Okay, by him exalting himself and using that bird to represent his nation, his baby America. Okay. But the Most High He's gonna bring him the fuck down. Okay, all of his pride and pomp. The scriptures talk about, okay, that pride and that pomp. Let's jump into that real quick. Isaiah chapter, because that's synonymous with that. Then will the Most High bring him the fuck down. It says in Isaiah 14:11, thy pomp is brought down to the grave, and the noise of thy vials, the worm is spread under thee, and the worms cover thee. Okay? Well, we know a worm fucking dwells in the dirt. Okay? The Most High bringing you down to the dust, as it speaks about. Okay? Sit in the dust, which means a low fucking estate, amongst it being synonymous with confusion. Okay? Which this place is nothing but. Okay? Pure fucking confusion. How everything is mystified in this fucking place. Okay? And go out into this bitch, especially by the coast when the fog is at a high level, and tell me if you can see even fucking 10 feet in front of your fucking face, man. Okay? Everything is mystified in this place. They talk about how it's blurred lines between everything, you know, even between the damn genders now. Okay, to where it's talking, the term or phrase associated with that is gender fluidity. Okay, blurring the lines between the sexes. That's why you have men doing fucking feminine shit. Okay, here in America, fucking men are doing shit that and have characteristics that are generally associated with women, and vice versa, man. They even say that men are in the fucking feminine energy, whatever the fuck that means. Okay, which should really even be physically possible. How could a man be in energy that he doesn't even have, that's not even tied to him? Okay, but only in fucking America. And then you have the other nations drinking this fucking, the piss that is American philosophy. Okay? So this place, man, you know, the Most High is bringing this place the fuck down. And we're coming into that point, right? That 250. That pomp is brought down to the grave. Okay? It says, how art thou fallen from heaven, O Lucifer, son of the morning? Esau, Edom, the so-called fucking white man. Okay, he was the one that came and colonized this place, which is a cute way of saying that he fucking raped, robbed, murdered, decimated, utterly destroyed the original inhabitants of this place, man. Okay? And what does it talk about throughout these scriptures? That shameful spewing is being hurled at this motherfucker, man. Okay? That his skirts are being lifted to see what a filthy, STD-ridden whore that this place truly is. Okay? So there you go. Though thou exalt thyself as the eagle, who the fuck could this be? Okay. Back in Obadiah 1:4, right? And though thou set thy nest among the stars, thence will I bring thee down. And we see trajectory. We see a very steep descent. Okay, a downfall, a decline that that this nation has taken since that time, since around 1970. All right. This is in Job 20 and 5. Actually, we're going to close out with that. We'll hit this in Revelation 20 and 3. It said, and cast him into the bottomless pit and shut him up and set a seal upon him that he should deceive the nations no more. Salakia, till the 1,000 years should be fulfilled. And after that, he must be loosed a little season. Okay? This scripture right here in Revelation, see, these people don't know the breakdowns of these scriptures. The water Yahweh Shai. For Yahweh Shai, first and foremost, for loosing these seals, okay? Which is synonymous with the understanding of these scriptures. Him Yahweh Shai loosing the seals. And this is a different loosing of the seals. This is going to for edification's sake. The seals in Daniel. Alright. It's in Revelation 5 and 2 as well. Let's get them. They have it in the Bible Gateway. They have multiples. Okay. Let's see. Actually, that is money. That's money in Revelation, the 5th chapter. Yep. Let's check it out. Seal in Daniel. I believe it's the 7th chapter, or 12. Okay, Khan. That is 12. Alright. It says, so this is when it was sealed, right? Daniel 12 and 4, but thou, Daniel, shut up the words and seal the book even to the time of the end. Many shall run to and fro, and knowledge shall be increased. Okay? So the seal is in reference to blocking. The seal is something is like lock it up. Okay, it's a lock. When a book is sealed, it's like a clasp on that shit. All right, that nobody can open. All right, and that's what it's in reference to. Okay, this thing was locked for a time. The understanding of these scriptures, but that seal being loosed is synonymous with the understanding being unlocked. All right. Let's get it. Revelation 5 and 2. It says, and I saw a strong angel proclaiming with a loud voice, who is worthy to open the book and to loose the seals thereof. Okay. So we just went into how the seals is the blocking of the understanding of these scriptures, right? So they've been loosed. Yahweh Shai did that. All right. Yahweh Shai supernaturally, and who did he loose the seals unto? Unto the prophets. Okay, that's all throughout these scriptures. Okay, so the seals were loosed unto the prophets, which the prophets are just reincarnated, okay, regenerated. They come back in their lot, all right? It tells you In Daniel 12 and 13, it says, "But go thou thy way till the end be, for thou shalt rest, and stand in thy lot at the end of days." So how could he stand in his lot if we all die as we do? How could he be present in the end of days? Okay, because we regenerate. And of course, the soul, the spirit of the prophets is subjected to the prophets, meaning that a prophet of old is going to return as a prophet every time he comes back, and especially in the end of days. Okay? So the Most High loosed these seals unto the prophets, into his servants, the prophets. All right, and primarily in that time, it can be another. It's through many methods that we come to this conclusion. Okay, it's through first of all common fucking sense, which is couldn't be the farthest from common ever in the history of mankind, because what's common now in this time is fucking stupidity. Okay, so it's just sense from being sensical about it. The other is through the process of elimination. Okay, others, and there's many others. Another one is through deduction, which is to deduce, inductive and deductive reasoning. Okay. We deduce these things in simple. You can only come to one conclusion, because it's like math. Math doesn't have fucking multiple answers for a certain equation. 2 plus 2 cannot ever be anything other than 4. Ever. Okay? And so it's math. And the math goes back to truth. It's just the truth. Okay? The fact that the apostles, the prophets of Yahweh Bashem Yahushai, can be none other than the apostles and elders at Great Millstone. It can't be anyone else. Because through all those aforementioned methods, you can't come to any other conclusion, okay, based on who has the truth, based on who has 100% truth, okay, the correct breakdowns of these scriptures. And how dare these little podcast faggots talk about how there's no prophets on the seed today, when just as the Most High through Yahushai has worked through these men to break down these scriptures in the manner that they have, just as they've been broken down is how they're coming to pass, each and every one of these different breakdowns of these scriptures, which is the understanding of these dark sayings. Okay. So there you fucking go. Jumping back into Revelation 20 and 3. Okay. So the breakdown for this scripture is literally that during the Roman Empire, the pagan Roman Empire, okay, which was in place, ruled by the Edomites, okay. You even have secular documents, historical documents that reveal that, the Romans at the time of them that were ruling the pagan Roman Empire were straight up fucking Edomites, okay? It's the so-called white man, all right? So-called fucking Caucasian, that when Rome fell, and you have different characters like actual historical figures like Septimius Severus, all right, these different figures that aided in the downfall of the ancient pagan Roman Empire, okay, that at that time they were shut up. They were cast out. Okay, they were taken out of power. The Esau Edom, the so-called white man, currently modern day, is what he's known as, and that ain't that some fucking shit. The blackest man in history. Okay, meaning black, fucking repugnant, fucking wicked. Okay, demonic. The blackest man in history. Because what is a color anyway? Color to designate to who a people's is. It's fucking madness, right? But the blackest fucking man in history, Esau Edom, right, would be called today the white man. Madness, right? It's insanity. But you know, his ancient title, who he really goes back to, is the progenitor Esau, okay? Edom. They, at that time they were called, right, the Romans. And there was other designations and titles that they had. There was no Edomite controlled empire at the time, okay, after he got fucking taken out of power, after so-called Rome fell, all right? Then this was him being cast out, being shut up, okay, taken out of power. Because you had, who previously was the known, the ruler of the known earth, the so-called Greeks, right? It was the Greco-Romans, the Greeks and the Romans, which were both Edomite nations, okay? You can find these things out in the scriptures amongst other secular documents, but it goes into this in Maccabees, all right, as well as the additions to Esther, linking up an Edomite, Agag, right? The Agagite was the fucker's name, Haman. Him being referred to as a Macedonian. And then, of course, your boy Philip, which was Alexander the Greek's father, being called a Macedonian as well in Maccabees, okay? Tying them to the same nation of Esau, Edom, because Haman was, the Agagite was a fucking Edomite, right? Agag being a dynastic name of, let's see how you even fucking pronounce that. I want to get the pronunciation correct. Of course, this shit's spazzing the fuck out. It's a lot here.
Dynastic
Name. Agag being a dynastic name of kings of Amalek. Alright? Same fucking people. But it's heavy, Macedonians was even a stolen title, alright? These people, especially this certain sect of this so-called white man, okay? Because look, titles is not the origins of a motherfucker. You gotta go back, because these people were given the name and title of the name stealers, okay? That they take people's fucking identity. And that's what this man does, right? He even depicted himself as goddamn Asians, right? Slovakia. That's not a good, because Asia is a big fucking region. As fucking so-called uh, Chinese and Japanese, okay, fucking Egyptians, all right, fucking even fucking Africans, which Egyptians are, all right, fucking Hamites, this man, we even take their identity. He's the biggest identity thief in the history of mankind, but they were given the name, the designation and title of being name stealers, okay? They take people's fucking names. And that's what he did. Even with that name, the title of the Macedonians, which originally belonged to Japhetic people, okay? But it tells you in there, it links them up to show you that the Greeks and the Romans were indeed Edomites, okay? Salakia for the digression, but it was relevant to this topic, okay? The fact that Esau, Edom, power structure, and being in power was brought to an end at that time, okay? He was driven forth from among men. That's another scripture. At that time too, he was always driven forth from among men because of how he conducts himself. Okay, this vile, repugnant piece of shit, this vile creature, Esau, Edom. Okay, the basest of men. But he was also driven forth from among men at that time. Okay. When he got taken out of power as the Romans. See? And for 1,000 years, during what the world calls the so-called Middle Ages, it's also known as the Byzantine era. Okay. And the Dark Ages, those are the three titles of that era, right? Roughly 1,000 years. When this man Esau Edom was taken out of power, okay. Despite what the lies of secular history that tries to tell you that the whole medieval times and the Dark Ages, that first of all, they tell you that it was a time where art and different, intellect was darkened out. That's why they give it that thing of the Dark Ages. Let's see what they specifically say. Dark Ages. See, so it says Western Europe, after the fall of the Western Roman Empire, the pagan Roman Empire. Okay, here it is. It says which it characterizes it as marked by economic, intellectual, and cultural decline, which why they gave it the time of dark, but really it was dark people, dark-skinned people, brown-skinned people that were ruling that. And it shows you that, okay, if you go deep. But what does this man do? We just go into, he's the fucking name stealer, the identity thief. So he went back and he changed history, okay? History is lies agreed upon. That was a quote by Napoleon, okay? History, the victor, okay, the conqueror pretty much writes the history, okay? And that's exactly what he did. He painted over the images. It even tells you that in Maccabees. That's what he did back in, even in the time of, the Greek Empire. He painted the images, the likeness of his images, okay, to paint over the saints of Yahweh Shem Shai. Okay. So that's why you associate that time, the medieval times, and those three aforementioned periods with so-called white people ruling, okay, when it was indeed dark nations, okay, primarily that of the Israelites, okay, that were dwelling in Europe. That's why when you go back to the coat of arms, the original mascots and representations of these different European nations as being straight up so-called black men, okay? Dark-skinned peoples. And that's this 1,000 years that in reference to, and when you have the Renaissance era, which was right after the Dark Ages, the Byzantine era, as well as also AKA the fucking the Middle Ages, right, was the Renaissance period, the Renaissance era. And that's when he was loosed, Esau Edom, the so-called fucking white man. Okay, what he's known as modern day. That's why we say the self-proclaimed. Because nobody else is going to give this rotten piece of shit that title or that name but himself, to try to depict, like, what does it say? He changed himself into an angel of light. Okay? That's him depicting himself as being white, which means pure. Okay? Benevolent. It's a cloak of benevolence. And he's actually a straight up fucking goblin underneath that. Underneath that cloak. Alright? That was him being loosed since the time of the Renaissance era. Alright? And then, right in the 1600s, and whatever that was, right? What did they say, fucking 1492? You could say around then, 1500 or so, is when this cocksucker went around the world, conquering, on his conquering campaign. And then, what does they say, around like the 1600s, late 1500s, 1600s, when what he was doing here in America. Let's see, when let's look at the first Caucasians in America. See what year. Okay, there you go. The Spanish settlers in the late 1500s. Okay. It looked by fucking 1619. They bring it over fucking so-called blacks from the west coast of Africa. All right. And then America being established officially in 1776. Okay. So we got the scripture to show you that it's a little season. Okay. And when you go into that word, micros, pronounced differently, but essentially it goes into micro, which means small, right? That's what, and it's in reference to time for that little season that he's loosed for a short span of time. Okay, that this man is was going to rule the world. All right, the earth was given into the hand of the wicked, but only for a short fucking time. So that, and we're coming up on the close of that, man, the water, how about Shemi Shai? And this is what we ultimately long for. Okay, we're coming into the end of this man's empire. Okay, it's finishing off in Job 20:5. It says that the triumphing of the wicked is short. You scope this out. In verse 4, it says, knowest thou not this of old, since man was placed on earth, that the triumphing of the wicked is short, and the joy of the hypocrite but for a moment. And look at that, though his excellency mount up to the heavens, and his head reach unto the clouds, yet he shall perish forever like his own dung. They which have seen him shall say, where is he? There you go. Okay. That's a reference to Esau Edom. We're coming up into the close of this man's fucking empire. He's reaching that average span, that an empire is, average lifespan of an empire, that 250 years. And we know, regardless of all that, that we're coming to the end of this man, okay, of his rule. Where Yahweh Shai is about to set up his son, okay? That's the king of the universe. To break apart this man's empire, because it's America being the whore that rideth on the beast, okay, and the beast being that conglomerate of Edomite nations, okay, NATO and the EU, where the stone, let's go into that real quick, let's close out with that. But yeah, we're coming into the end of this man's short fucking rule, him being loosed for a little season, okay. Let's go into the 10 toes. Daniel 7. Let's see. Daniel 2 and 34. Right, and just for a little context, this is in reference to the dream that King Nebuchadnezzar, king of Babylon, had of a statue. He had a dream of a statue that was a representation of all the empires of the earth from that time. The head being the head of gold, right? All the way down into the feet, the 10 toes, which is the EEC, the European Economic Commission, all right? That conglomerate of nations that started with that title and has graduated to be deemed as NATO and the EU, okay? The beast system. So which is in place today, all right? This is in Daniel 2 and 33. It says, his legs of iron, his feet part of iron and part of clay. Thou sawest till that a stone was cut out without hands, which smote the image upon his feet that were of iron and clay, and break them in pieces, okay? Then was the iron, the clay, the brass, the silver, and the gold broken to pieces together, and became like chaff of the summer threshing floors, and the wind carried them away, that no place was found for them. And the stone that smote the image became a great mountain and filled the whole earth. Okay? So this is a representation of Yahushai, his government being established. All right? And we know he's going to come in with an invasion. He's going to invade this place. He's going to come from the outer, from straight up outer space. Okay? Going to drop in this place in what they think is a alien invasion, but it is where he's coming from is unknown to the people. Okay, and it says there in Second Esdras 13th chapter about how it was like on a vessel that you couldn't even tell where it ended. That's how fucking huge it was, where it started and where it ended. Okay. Let's drop it down. It says, I believe in 44. In verse 44, it says, and in the days of these kings shall the Most High, the power of heaven set up a kingdom which shall never be destroyed, and the kingdom shall not be left to other people, but it shall break in pieces and consume all these kingdoms, and it shall stand forever. Okay? That's the ultimate prophecy of these scriptures. That we're, how fucking exciting these times are that we're in, that we're finally coming to the close of these different heathen ruled empires, man. Okay, so we can set up one over it that is profitable, starting with the Yahushai. All right, this was the Most High's plan the entire time. All right, and this was the last heathen empire that was in place before the destruction of this motherfucker, man, and the setup of that kingdom. As it says, Esau is the end of the world. And how fucking yapah it is that we're coming to the end of this. And so with that, I'll praise on and glory to Yahweh. Shalom.